Okay, here is your video for instruction book page 270 and 271. So yesterday we were kind of talking about converting units of weight, right? We talked about, let's just go back and look. We talked about pounds to ounces, do you remember? And we said that 1 pound is 16 ounces. And then they showed us the different tables of how we could make 12 pounds. Today we are going to do something very similar, but we are going to work with liquid volume. So we are going to be working with the units of liters and milliliters. So let's read our problem. Julie made 4 liters of orange juice. How many milliliters of orange juice did Julie make? So right off the bat, right, we have 2 different units. So we can't just compare those all at once. We have to do some changes, right? We have liters and we have milliliters. Since those are different units, we need to change one of them so that we can compare them, right? So we need to know how many milliliters are in 1 liter. Down here it says each beaker shows that 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. So for each one of these, right, it says that 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. Julie made 4 liters. So if we have 1,000 plus 1,000 plus 1,000 plus 1,000, we are going to get 4,000, right? And that's exactly what it says here. 4 liters is equal to 4,000 milliliters. So let's look at our table. Okay, so we just found out, right? We found out that 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. That's exactly what this table is showing us. It says that 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. So 2 meters is equal to 2,000 milliliters, and so on, right? If you remember yesterday, when we go from large to small, larger units to smaller units, we have to multiply. So here we took 4, right, because we had 4 liters times 1,000. That's how we found out, right? So let's go ahead and answer some questions. Number 9 says, look at the picture of the beakers. How many milliliters are in 1 liter? So let's look back. Let's look at this one. This is our beaker. So how many milliliters did it say is in 1 liter? 1,000. 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. Look at the number pairs in each column on the table. Each number of milliliters is how many times the number of liters. So I'm going to read that one again. Look at the number pairs in each column of the table. Each number of milliliters is how many times the number of liters. What that's saying, I know that's a little confusing. What that's saying is, when you look at milliliters, how much bigger is this than this? So 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. But if you notice, what's the same? We have 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3, 4 and 4, 5 and 5, right? So how did I get from these numbers up top to these numbers on the bottom? How did I get from the numbers on top to the numbers on the bottom? I multiplied by 1,000, right? So 5 times 1,000 would be 5,000. So what it's saying is each number of milliliters is how many times the number of liters. It's 1,000. Okay, it's times 1,000. So write an equation to describe the relationship between each pair of numbers in the table. So what it's saying is liters times 1,000 equals milliliters. So we need to use that equation to find the number of milliliters in 4 liters. So if we plug this in, we have 4 liters, right? So I'm going to plug in 4 for liters times 1,000 is going to give me my answer of milliliters. 4 times 1 is 4, and I have 1, 2, 3 zeros. So I have 4,000 milliliters. And that's exactly what we're going to write here. 4,000 milliliters. So number 12, explain why the number of milliliters is always greater than the number of liters. Why are milliliters going to be greater? Okay, I want you to think of yesterday how we did pounds and ounces, right? Ounces was always bigger than pounds. Okay? And it's because the unit is smaller, so it takes more, right? It's going to take a lot more milliliters to make the liter. Does that make sense? So however many smaller units, it's going to take a lot more smaller units to make the big unit, right? So to explain this, milliliters, I want to make sure I spell it right. Are smaller than liters. So it takes more of them. This is why the number is always greater. Okay, let's look at number 13. A1 bought 3 liters of apple juice. He plans to drink that all of it in 6 days, drinking the same amount each day. How many milliliters will A1 drink each day? So first off, they gave it to us in liters, right? But the question asks for milliliters. We need to make that conversion. I'm going to go back up here and look at my equation. So I know I have 3 liters. So I'm going to write 3 times, I know 1,000 always stays the same when I'm going from liters to milliliters. Okay, that will give me my answer in milliliters. So 3 times 1,000 is 3,000. So that's how many milliliters I have, right? But that's not what the question asks, right? We have 3,000 total. But how many does he drink in 6 days? If he drinks the same amount on each day. So what we need to do is we need to take 3,000 divided by 6. I'm going to come over here to the side and I'm going to write it up here. Okay, I know that 6 can go into 30, right? So I'm going to do 5, and then I know there's 2 zeros back here. So 6 times 5 is 30, right? And then I have to add those 2 zeros on. When we subtract, we get 0. So here's our answer of 500. So it would be 500 milliliters per day. Okay, because we can't forget, yes, 3 liters is 3,000 milliliters, but it asks for how much he drinks a day. So we really need to make sure we pay attention to the question and what they're asking us. Let's look at number 14. Elia made 8 quarts of punch for a party. Make a table or write an equation to find the number of cups of punch she has. So they gave us our little chart here. 1 quart is equal to 4 cups, right? So I'm just going to kind of write that out to the side. 1 quart equals 4 cups. 1 quart equals 4 cups. So we're going to kind of use the same equation up here. So Q, right, times, how many did it take to make 1? 4 equals cups. Okay, so now we need to find out how many quarts they said. They said 8 quarts. So I'm going to plug that in for Q. 8 times 4 equals how many cups? 8 times 4 is 32. So it took 32 cups. Okay, so make sure that you are filling this page out. I need a picture of this page. You don't need to send me one of this one. You can just send me this page. And then go ahead and do your PPS book for today, and it should be on the same slide. Okay, so you'll have 2 pages in your PPS to complete. I highly, highly recommend that you write and do your work in your book, and then transfer your answers over to the PowerPoint.